music.
Hello. Don't turn it off. It's DMCA.
Okay.
I have it playing for a reason, dog. Background music.
Okay.
Well, this is a
Alright.
distraction for you. Well, you can just mute it.
Nah,
but-
it's good.
Jacob,
I'm
Yeah.
just scared.
just wanted to let you know you have 2 number 3s, not a 4.
No.
No, number 3 and number 3.
No, number three,
my
number 3.
favorite.
That's how it fucking works around here.
Yeah.
Welcome to Anime Gateway, everyone.
Yep, welcome to Anime Gateway, where nothing goes right here.
I got
Right in the corner.
Technical difficulties.
It's not
Sorry,
technical
sorry.
difficulties. Saga meant to do that. It's a fucking meme, alright?
Numerical difficulties. Numerical difficulties.
Sorry, I just wanted to be right.
Now you're fine.
Anyway, we've learned the power of horizontal movement, as you can clearly see on the screen.
What the hell? Oh god. There's ladders
Bro.
and shit.
Yeah,
This is awesome.
ladder attacks now.
Yeah, dude, I made some shit happen on here. That was like, I need some visual, and like, this felt visual.
Yeah, that definitely works. Pretty cool.
Pretty cool.
Alright.
Carfish? Carfish?
No,
I
our
miss my Corefish plush.
and
I
our
lost.
characters could climb up all over our props.
Yeah.
Our set.
My Salamence need to climb up though. He's flying. Like a
It's you,
loser.
Hi, buddy.
Alright, so anime.
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 What do we got on deck for today? Or what's up
Anime.
first?
I think we have some anime.
I think we do too.
Yeah.
LA Noir is our first anime.
LA Noir.
Really? I thought it was a Diary of a Wimpy Kid.
Shit, you right.
No. Our first show. Fuck.
Like that one.
Our first show. Fuck. Our first show is Cromartie High School.
cool. Wasn't sure if we're going in that order or not.
So Cromartie High School is a series of different gags in a delinquent high school.
Some crazy shit goes on.
Dude,
Yeah,
that's an
big-
understatement.
Big Adult Swim, 3 o'clock in the morning vibes.
Yeah.
So, I think these animes definitely make me happy that we switched to this format of a debate over individual,
Yeah.
because we have skits animes and not actual story.
Yeah, 'cause there's not gonna be much breakdowns. Like, okay, you go first. How'd you feel about these skits and comedy? Oh,
Let me
I
explain
laughed at
this
joke.
joke.
I laughed
Let me
at this
explain
joke.
this joke and ruin it really
How
quick.
about you? Oh, I laughed at this joke. I didn't laugh at this
I
joke. yet.
didn't laugh at this joke.
Oh, fuck that.
Evil comedians, stay quiet. I really liked the first episode of Cromartie High School in this batch, where we got fucking not Bobobo.
Yeah, me too. Dude, I haven't identified with an anime character more than this man.
He's just sitting there menacingly,
He's
rating
so,
everybody's comedy acts.
he's so serious about comedy and jokes. Like, he will silently judge you to tell you what if your jokes are funny or not, and he'll come up with a better one.
And he
It's-
has the fro.
And he's got that awesome fro. This dude's great.
Dude just socked a guy for making a sex joke. It's like, no,
Yeah,
not
exactly.
funny. Didn't laugh.
He made a sex joke without even thinking about it.
All these episodes were like introducing a new side character. We rarely got to see the main cast until like the 3rd episode.
Yeah, that's true.
Because this is when we got Noburo Yamauchi from the rival school.
Yeah, now we have a rival
Who
school
wants
that they're...
who's
It's real
good at
cool.
fights but wants to be a better.
Come on, man. Someone crack a fucking joke.
Read the room.
Read the room.
Leave the room. Crack a joke. Someone beats him to joke, just goes on top of him and starts wailing on him. Man, we tried telling him that he hates jokes.
And everyone around him misunderstands that they think he just hates humor and comedy.
Yeah.
But in deep down, he really cares about it so much.
Cares about the most. Like this guy is the son to Bobobo. This is a fact, and I will not take any other explanation.
I believe it.
I'm
It's like
sad.
being
I'm sad that we didn't get a lot of The robot guy, I can't remember his name.
Yeah, Mekazawa.
I can't
he's-
remember the show's name till they say it. I think, oh yeah, the Mecha Shower show. Yeah, I got.
That's what it is.
He's the one on the front of the cover.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but despite him being
The
on the
main
front, he's not the
character's
main
not
character.
here on the cover. Do you see him? You see a monkey? You see a singer?
I really hope like the final episode is just like a of just real of him hiding in different places in different episodes. Like he's guaranteed to be in every single scene. You just have to look for him.
That'd be a nice gag.
It would be.
Nice gag. Did you find him funny, James?
It did.
Good.
I did.
We have achieved opinions.
Awesome. I was finding it funny how they introduced the rival school and then proceed to show them never like
Yeah, never
doing
interact with.
anything towards the other one.
They're like, we gotta beat them up. We have to deal with them. They might be a problem.
No,
Comedy.
I'm gonna steal his joke. We need to get out of here,
Fucking honey boy.
honey boy.
We need to find their leader. Maybe he's behind this door, and it's just fucking Freddie Mercury.
Episode 5, we got introduced to one of the gang leaders alongside Freddie Mercury and the gorilla. Yuta Takanochi. Bald guy who eats things. He was the guy who ate the pencils, right?
Was he?
I
don't
think.
know. He might have been.
I want to say it's him, but I'm not sure.
Is he okay?
He's a first year, but he's basically like leader of like his class entirely.
He's super tough and strong, but he gets car sick easily.
Yeah. I'm just glad Freddie Mercury made like a lot of appearance in this episode.
Yeah, they're more actively talking with Freddy, slapping his head, fucking driving with him.
Freddie, get out of here. This isn't even your class.
This guy was fun watching, like, I'm so great. God damn it. Stop. I do admit, I guess they were always idiots, but like they were in full force SpongeBob Patrick idiocy,
Yeah.
those two. Like, full force. You could replace all these characters with SpongeBob characters, it would have worked.
Yeah, pretty much.
Is this guy
There's-
Bubble Bass?
Maybe, yeah. That'll probably be the equivalent. Or like Mrs. Pop or something.
Jokes were funny. We did it.
Yeah, there's not much else to say.
Uh,
The episode
d-
after that,
I
No, go
do enjoy because I don't know if I actually am, but I feel like I'm motion sickness. If not, I just really don't like being in cars for long periods of time because I've spent so much of my time in a car. I hated it.
yeah, to my knowledge, I don't think I've ever gotten motion sick from
I just
anything.
don't feel good. Like I don't want to read or play
Yeah.
things, even though I want to distract myself.
Pretty sure that's a form of motion sickness.
I just really hate it.
It's just not bad.
It's fine when maybe I'm like talking with someone, but if I'm sitting there in a car with people I don't care about or in an Uber, it just gets to my head.
Mhm.
So
You
it's
guys-
nice seeing the second character to have this alongside Natsu.
That's
Oh,
right.
Oh yeah.
And the episode after that actually goes on to be continued in the episode after that, but we haven't gotten to that yet.
Correct. So, do you got anything else on the setup for Marty High School Boys?
Anything on the episode 6 it was?
Episode 6, we got to see the guy in the white jacket and the long
Yeah.
hair.
The other side character that appears alongside the main character and everything else.
It was great. He's Rich Daddy's boy who makes a big mistake and now can no longer use the power of Rich Daddy boy.
That's right.
And he lies to everyone to make himself sound cool and defeat his evil dad that runs the government. And they
No.
absolutely believe it.
He's the chairman of the school.
He
Well,
dug
there is no
himself-
chairman of the school, so we had to change it. So we had to change it to be the shadow government ruler.
He dug himself pretty deep into his lies. To where his dad is evil, controls the Japanese government, then like he's got to take him down, but then he enlists people to help, but then he says, no, I can't help you guys, or I have to do it alone, but they're still gonna protect him. It's
And he
crazy.
did this to try and take control of the school. This wasn't even the school he was trying to take control of. Like, he took control of like 18 other schools.
Mhm.
And he just had a lot of trouble dealing with Monkey and Freddie Mercury and not SpongeBob and Patrick.
Yeah,
I do like the guy that just name was Lackey because he wasn't anything more
he's
than
just
that.
the lackey. I don't think they ever gave him a name.
I'm trying to think of like other side characters we've seen. Like the next episode's gonna be about those guys in the suit.
Yeah, that's right. Those in the bunny suits.
The guys who just punched the other dude for one frame and just stand in a hallway.
I'm sure they have interesting backstories.
Even like the previews, like I don't know what this episode's gonna be about. I don't know. What do you think I know? I don't know. It is keeping up the weirdness to a T.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to see more if we see more.
Oh yeah.
Agreed.
Overall, I think Cromartie does a good job with this comedy. Like it's very, and it hit, and I said that, and I said this in last episode. It feels like an old school 1 a.m. Adult Swim show.
Mm-hmm.
It is the wackiest out of everything we have here.
Like
The
you want to
most
relax
real.
and just want to watch as a comedy to say fuck it. Cromartie High School.
Very much
And it's
a
also left
stoner show.
very digestible. Very digestible. Like by
Yep.
the time it's like, oh shit, what's gonna happen next? It's over. It's like, oh,
Mm-hmm.
okay.
Yeah.
All
I
right.
just forgot time exists.
Anybody got anything else in Cromartie?
0 out of 10. Not enough Mekazawa.
James.
Agreed.
5 out of 10 needs more Mekazawa, but I like what I've seen.
Oh, we're rating this shit. All right. So once you keep track
3
of
out of 5 Mekazawas.
So once you keep track of our ratings.
Everything rating is now Mekazawa. I will not take stars or numbers.
Fine with that. 4.5 Mekazawas out of 5.
I give this 3.5 Nekazawas out of 5.
Alright.
All right.
Yeah.
So it's time to move on to our next show, and hopefully I press the right button.
Next
Uh,
up.
Yeah. Centaur's Life.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Time for a show with actual structure.
Yay, the most structure.
Kind of.
We went from the
Bro.
least structure to the most structure.
I don't know. This show is very adorable, but like episode I believe it happens before is very, very awkward.
Mm-hmm.
We're in this same boat again where I don't think it is. Like I think if you just think about it for like a second it is. The
Like
more I
I'm sure
thought about
I'm sure it will be some stuff that actually happens in that like lifestyle and whatnot.
Let's
but-
bring it up. Let's bring it up so people know
Actually,
what we're talking
Yeah, I
about.
need a
No,
refresher. I'm not
There's a
entirely
scene
sure.
where they're
This
younger,
episode-
like they're probably like 3rd grade or so.
I don't think they're 3rd grade.
They're young, dog.
I don't think they're that young.
No, they're definitely young. They're definitely children.
Are you sure?
Yes.
What happened?
I am
What it
sure.
opened on.
No, they didn't reflect back because
They didn't reflect back because this happened at a farm when they were young, when they were children, when they were all kids. No, younger.
But you're talking about when they looked at the cow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that happened.
Yeah.
oh
Yeah. They look.
okay.
Well, anyways,
that,
when they
right.
were younger, they
Of
look and there was a cow, female cow,
Yeah.
and a boy pointed out the vagina and goes, "Does yours look like that?"
Yeah.
And which gave her like insecurities when she grew older. When guys asked her out, she's like, my thing's probably fucking gross. Like,
I can't go out with you. You're gonna be disgusted by my horse pussy.
And
I mean,
they spent
you
the
joke
next
about that.
and they spent the next 10
Feel
minutes, the
bad.
3 friends who've seen the poster, just looking at each other. It's just I don't know. I found it awkward. Oh,
Okay,
I-
well, for once, she physically can't look at it. All right,
Yeah.
we gotta point that in perspective. She can't look at it.
I get where you're coming from, Jacob, but I'm like half and half. Where I'm pretty sure they mostly did this just. I don't want to say for fan service, but like.
I don't think it's for fan service. Like, if they wanted to
No,
do this for fan service, they could have gone way more into like embarrassment or details of
Yeah,
talking
that's
about it.
true.
They didn't.
That is
felt
true.
more world building, which is so
It felt
weird
realistic though.
in this context.
I think it's like how different friend groups are more comfortable or less comfortable with things.
Yeah.
I think they're much more comfortable with this. Well, if I... Alright, I'm going to describe something. I remember when I was a kid, I was a child, and I thought there was something wrong with me. So I went to ask my mom, is there something wrong with my penis? Because I thought it didn't look right.
I get you.
Yeah.
And she's like, no. She's like, no, it's fine.
No, yeah, no. Yeah, the situation itself.
And
was-
right there, did you feel very awkward? Real answer. Did you feel very awkward when I said that story?
Oh.
A little bit, but like
Yeah, like a little bit. You
only
weren't-
because you're on stream.
Yeah, only because I'm on stream. But I wanted to demonstrate. There's probably
Yeah.
friend groups would never talk about that stuff.
Yeah.
Their
No, yeah.
discussion stuff is much different from us, which would be much different from them.
No, that situation was done like a very realistic sense. Like that would totally be a situation that like high schoolers would have, and it's made especially interesting since they're all different shapes
Yeah.
of people. So like, yeah,
I also think that if that was the full episode, then I think it would be a little weird because they would have spent
Yeah.
a lot of time on it. But no, that was half of the episode.
yeah, that was only a part of it. I honestly forgot about it until you guys like had to describe it. That's how. That was like everything else that happened in the next 3 episodes, which kind of go together.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, wait, go ahead, Jacob.
Oh god, James.
Yeah, like honestly, like the biggest difference, I didn't forget about this. This stuck with me.
Oh,
I had mentally, as soon as I saw this episode, for some reason I had it in my head like I'd written it off. But the second half and the next 2 episodes had brought me back into the show. That's like, for a second I was just like, oh god, why do I have to watch this? And then I was like, wait, this was just like an awkward world building scenario. Like an understanding of how the body works for these fantasy-esque characters. And then it brought me back into it. It was just this weird thing where I was like, oh god, we're into episode 4. The first episode of the first of this season started with girls kissing. And then we got into this 4th episode and we're talking about how that area looks on a woman. And I was like,
on a female centaur.
yeah, just I had mentally written it off in that part of the episode, but the next 2, the second half of that episode and the next 2 episodes, like brought me back into it, into breaking me from my chain of thought, with understanding that wasn't just some fan service; it was actually describing in a realistic sense how this world's made up and bring you into a real life scenario where these things actually probably happen.
It also helps to help the characters bond more.
Right.
We're not girls. I don't know if girls do this. All right, I don't know.
I'm sure if we had a centaur girl, it would happen to someone.
Yeah,
I'm sure of that.
Yeah.
but to be honest, least important episode because the next episodes are way more interesting.
Yeah, we get introduced to the snake girl. I can't remember her name because they suck ass names.
Quetzalcoatl Sassasul.
That's right, that was her name. Oh my
But she
god.
comes
S-
from Alaska and where they're super high tech.
Antarctica.
Antarctica.
The snake people come from Antarctica.
Hey, so Mikey.
And any question that may raise, I guarantee they will probably explain it within these episodes.
I mean, they explained a bunch already.
Oh yeah.
Exactly. Like my biggest question about them being in Antarctica was like, aren't snakes cold-blooded? But then they get to that like immediately.
Oh yeah, they do.
Yeah. They do not hold back on that at all. I love
Yeah.
the shit out of that.
Does slightly start with like a friend building where they're like Nozomi's trying to study for a test so she doesn't fail and get left behind by your friends, because honestly that is a little bit of a worry. Like
Yeah.
whenever you're doing, like, you don't want to fucking fail and not be with your friends. That would have sucked. I almost failed like my final year of high school. That would have fucking sucked. I would have hated that.
Yeah, it's also a very realistic scenario. Then you have the snake girl trying to make friends with people by
And
smiling.
interestingly enough, she is not human.
Yeah.
She is not one of the 4 human types that have been created in this world. She's an art. Is it just an Antarctican, or is it a
Yeah.
specific?
I guess.
I guess.
Yeah,
I don't know if they went over that.
it's like they have stereotype names, but like they're just known as Antarcticans.
Yeah, they do call them the snake people, but like that's not the accurate name for them.
This is transfer student episode turned up to 11. Because of
Yeah,
course
pretty
it
much.
would be. Because look at all the differences we have. Even more differences than the human types.
Exactly.
Right.
It's very interesting. They still, on top of, because they still have the discrimination laws go very
Very in
much
hand.
when dealing with
Like-
people who aren't like part of the human, in air quotes,
Like,
sub race.
like
yeah,
the
I guess they're
final
right.
thing, like there was a moment where Nozomi like lightly karate chopped her, and 4 people brought out a gun.
Yeah.
Like an old man grabbed a gun from his basket and was ready to shoot.
That was really bringing in the like feeling of this isn't some world where that shit doesn't exist. It was just like, oh, wait, there's this own realistic aspect of this world where apparently people are just on the ready and on the fringe of like it's its own form of racism. But
Yeah.
in a way,
There were threats of people getting like, "Hey, if you can't open this part of the dress to help fit her better, you're gonna be fired for discrimination."
Mhm.
And another teacher later on, when Himiko's trying to get a haircut. When Himiko was younger and he thought she kept dyeing her hair
Oh yeah.
because she didn't have normal Japanese hair.
yeah,
He was fired for being
just-
racist.
Yep.
I really love and respect like the fact that they bring that stuff in this, regardless of how it would reflect on our world. I think it's like important to there's some shows that do a good job of just pretending as though we had a happy-go-lucky world where none of that existed, but I don't think it's necessarily accurate in all scenarios.
Mhm.
Where they like that as if that doesn't happen in a world like this where we have all these different kinds of races. I don't think that should necessarily exist, but some shows pretending like it doesn't and introducing it in an interesting way like this show does is actually pretty neat.
Yeah. There's like even stuff like old movies that are stereotypical now, but really are just seen
yeah.
as cheesy.
Yeah, exactly like the show portrays with the Antarcticans, them being people swallowing or monsters swallowing.
That was kind of graphic. I'm not gonna lie. Like
Yeah,
the
it
way they
was.
showed it off, I was like, "Holy shit! What the fuck?"
Yeah, eat people whole. Even
And
though
it spit them out and
when you
used their
explain that they
skin.
don't actually do that.
Yeah, they can't do a lot of the things you'd think a snake could do. They're
I gotta say,
very
though-
unsnake-like, despite their appearance.
I gotta say, them watching that movie together was a great way to display how stupid and petty the stereotypes could be. Since she let her whole view of the snake people.
Yeah, Himiko was afraid of snakes, by the way, for people,
Yeah,
because of this movie specifically.
yeah, she let that movie just shape her whole way of how she looks at the Antarcticans. Because she saw it when she was way too young to be watching a horror movie.
Yeah, that was just chilling. Like, yeah, this is fine.
Yeah.
This is fine for my kid.
I totally
it's
have. I mean, that happened to me too. I'm pretty sure I saw a scene of from 13 Ghosts where there's like a topless ghost woman when I was like 5.
And now you can't look at a woman since. It's crazy.
Exactly. It has scarred me.
I don't remember being scarred too much. Like, I know I was very afraid of the Legend of Zelda games,
That's totally understandable.
especially Majora's Mask.
It's 100% understandable.
Also, there's a slight plot line with the UFO happening. I'm not
Yeah,
sure.
That did actually happen. There was a UFO. Did they say that the snake people travel like that?
Yeah,
Was that
they explain that they're like highly like intelligent.
That they could have.
That was
There's a
true?
alleged attack, which leads to
Okay.
all that
It's like the
gun problem. Not
UFO
problem.
in question isn't from might not be from the snake people, but they did confirm that like that's how they do have.
They do have their own types of flight.
All right. Just wanted to be sure.
All
I
right.
also
Yeah,
like
world
how
level.
she can't like smile normally. They aren't doing like the
Mhm.
cartoon bird thing where you can just morph your beak like a mouth. Like, nah, it's very hard for her to
Oh, yeah.
smile like us.
I love how realistic they got with the actual animal types that the people are based on for the most part. I still have to see how the snake people look with like at the point where their arms and legs attached to their body, because as it looks right now, their arms and legs are just a solid color of that's like lighter than their scales, and it kind of looks weird, but only if you look at it for long enough, because like they're always wearing clothes and it looks fine there, but like I just want to see what it looks like where their arms and legs attached to the rest of their body.
Yeah, we don't know if they have a more serpent body or like if they actually have like hips and like if the
Yeah,
legs work
don't,
like
don't know
that.
if they actually have like any kind of curves or it's just like a straight.
If it's like a snake body with legs protruding out of
Yeah.
the snake. I want to say it's more human because of the way they're standing. Like if they not, they
think
would be
so,
more
too.
crouched down.
Yeah. You already have their head crouched down like at all times.
They're doing the giraffe from My Gym Partner's a Monkey.
Yeah.
That giraffe wanted to fuck him.
Did he? Did she?
She had a big crush on him. She was like very overly
Oh yeah, she
crushing
did.
on
Yeah.
him. Anyway,
we're-
good
yeah,
shows about
Yeah.
animals.
Yeah.
I rate this at 3.5 giraffes wanting to fuck a monkey out of 5.
Oh, we didn't talk about the freaking episode 6.
Yeah, I was gonna
Oh,
wait
shit.
for like if we wanted, like James, you got anything to add? Because I want to talk about episode 6.
Episode 6 of A Centaur's Life.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was the
Also,
one
if
with the
I'm
Brent
talking
figures.
too much, tell me. I'm just
Nah, you're
trying.
good.
Okay, I don't want to feel like I'm taking over the
Like,
conversation.
I watched this like the day after, so my memory's a little fuzzy in the show.
This is the one with the hairstyles where the guy got fucking arrested. They explained a bit of lore for like some of the centaurs, why like Himiko might have red hair through like a
Oh, yeah,
Japanese story.
Okay, yeah, alright, I'm with you now. Yeah, they kind of went into the history of her family bloodline and a little bit of the like whether it be legend or not, why her bloodline is the way it is and why her teacher got arrested for the reason that he did and everything along those lines.
She's one of those definitely not common Japanese people who have not Japanese colored hair, not black or brownish. She has nice red. We also learned that the halos on the angel people are also
yeah.
hair, and cutting
that's
that off
hair.
is discrimination.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
And it can grow back, but it looks very awkward. Or some people also aren't born with them.
And if the angel people themselves cut them off, that's a sign that they're like betraying their own race.
Yeah.
But if it's by an accident, it could be seen as discrimination.
Like, barbers must have it tough
Yeah.
in this universe. Like, centaurs have hard lives to do, having to deal with angel peoples and that. Oh, yeah, they also showed off, like, how the goat girl has to get a special brush to brush underneath her horns because of how they grow.
Yeah.
It's stuff like this you would never hear about in any other show. Like, who wants to talk about hair and hairstyles and how that would affect things? But no.
There is a term for this kind of things, like how animalistic people or people with animal-like features would function given today's technology and stuff, and it's called fergonomics.
Huh.
It's used in the furry community. The stuff like how pants and stuff would fit tails. How you would put like tails through chairs when you sit down, stuff like that.
Having to deal with like wings with a lot of furniture would be difficult.
Yeah, exactly.
I also want to point out, I don't know if this is like a subtype, but like how some different goat people have like different types of horns. I saw a devil person with like Bahamut like furry legs. Like one of the girls had like
Oh, that's right.
like
Extra
her
goat legs.
ankle like was a goat leg and she had a hooves instead of feet.
Hmm.
So only there for a
missed
second.
that.
Like she was one of the people questioning Quetzalcoatl. David Sastasul.
Quetzalcoatl.
She was there for a second, but I noticed it. I like those little details.
Hello, Undergonic. How you doing tonight?
I missed that.
Hello. I want to talk about the last part of that episode, which was showing the different ways the daughters interact with their parents. That was pretty cool.
That was very interesting.
Seeing how, damn it, I don't remember her name. Kyoko was more of a secretary for her father, which is apparently a manga artist.
Was that it? I thought he was like a writer.
It says a manga artist here. So
Okay,
he also seems like he's a writer. Maybe he's a general writer.
probably.
And now she's supporting him by making him do his deadlines by
Mhm.
being like a secretary.
I get they make it so you feel like she's bossing him around, but
Yeah.
He
But
kind
they
of
make it-
appreciates. Yeah, he appreciates.
but it is true that she's helping him keep on top of this things to help them survive.
Yeah, they bring up
Feed the
they bring up
family.
the point with his boss. It was just like, wait, why was there a girl on the ring? Yeah, like, oh yeah, it's just his daughter. But ever since she came on board, he's been on time with everything, and that's like a neat little way to build that. And he never seems like annoyed by
Yeah, like
what
he's,
she's doing.
he's-
He's
he's-
only. Go ahead.
it was like they were actually working together. Like he smiled and it's like,
Yeah.
Which is a neat little way of seeing that little relationship build. And then yeah, you get your like, I actually found a lot of humor in her looking out the window and seeing the angel folk girl go, and she's like, it looks like she's dressed up in a thing, but there's no way she would go and scam people. And it
Right.
pans over to her.
going and scamming people.
Yeah.
A
Just
little.
to feed their family, and then like we get like that was like a little joke thing, but then we get some real world building.
Yeah, then it goes over to the camera. The focus points to her, and then his relationship with her dad.
Yeah, before that, because it's like the big one. The other two were Minami. The horse girl was just basically being a kid, like she was in the beginning of
yeah.
the episode, just laying on her mom, having
Mhm.
a nice rest. And the little devil girl Nozomi, we didn't really get to see her
Yeah, we
interact
didn't see much.
with her parents. She interacted with a kid, like she was running the dojo. So that makes me wonder how active her parents are,
Mhm.
if they are.
Yeah.
We don't know her living situation.
Yeah.
I think she said she had a sister. I can't remember.
Yeah,
don't remember
she
either.
has the older sister who is in a relationship with the horned girl.
Right. Yeah.
All right.
But Manami, the angel girl, the head president,
Mhm.
that was something, wasn't it?
Yeah, her relationship with
God damn.
her dad.
God damn.
She's
God damn.
doesn't give a shit.
God damn.
Fuck.
That's all I could say during that moment. I was like, God damn.
She was just really cold, but like, I understand why, since I believe she's basically acting as the mother to their 4 children,
Yes.
to their father's children.
Either the mother's sick or dead. We don't know. We haven't seen
Yeah.
anything or any talk about her. But her family situation, which we saw a bit before, was she has to she has to come home pretty much immediately after school to take care of the 4 kids,
Hmm.
which led to some problems in the debate club. But like anyone who tried to argue that is like, I'm gonna take care of my fucking family, and they're like, okay,
All right, fine.
fine, dude. And she came home from getting money from. I didn't see it really as scamming her as trying to calm someone who's like
Yeah.
very paranoid. It didn't feel like she
It's-
was trying to.
It's one of those things where you're doing like the right thing for the wrong reasons.
Yeah,
But like in the end, people are helped. So can you call it a bad deed?
not sure. Unclear. Gray as
Those
her
things-
conversation with the father was.
Yeah, those kind of situations are always interesting to me.
Her father is a painter and a construction worker, they said.
Yeah.
This Matsume. A little bit.
Oh, it is nothing
Oh.
like Monster Musume.
Absolutely not.
No, there's.
Scene 1 of that show, he's getting like
Before
snoozed
the
by
op-
the snake
Before
lady.
Yes,
Before the opening credits of that anime start, she achieves orgasm.
Immediately. I also want to point out,
Okay, don't
maybe
go
they
too
get
far
explained
over.
later in that show, but they talked about like, hey, we're letting those monster people live with you. Don't fuck them. That's against the law. And they
Well-
all immediately go, hey, wanna fuck me? It's like, I will go to jail. Don't you care about me? Anyway,
Anyway.
anyway, good show. Let's talk about a good show.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anything else in the show, boys?
I did like, as we said, she was very cold in. You're doing things half-assed. You're being a shitty father. You're not being a good construction worker. You're not even painting when you have a chance. What are you doing?
He's trying.
Very different from everything else we've seen.
He's trying his best to juggle both his job, his hobby, and his family life. But she just tells him flat out, you gotta choose what you want to do, or else you won't make it far in anything.
Shit's kind of hard. Like,
Yeah.
goddamn, like, you true. And you,
To an
like,
extent,
it feels like
sure.
one of those things where if we saw that happening to a friend, like, we couldn't say anything. Like, I'm not part of your family life.
Yeah,
I don't fully know your situation, but goddamn.
damn, bro.
And there's no, like, conclusion. He kind of just
Yeah, he
is
just takes it.
quiet. He just takes it.
Yeah. Maybe so. That maybe brings up the point that maybe this isn't the first time she said that to him.
Probably not.
Is this their usual relationship?
Seems like it.
Probably.
She has a lot of, like, she's the focus of the ending credits. Like, despite not being on the
That's true.
cover, she feels like
Yeah,
one
that's
of the
true.
main characters, almost more than the other friends of Himiko.
Mhm. I gotta say, those ending credits are really good.
Very good.
Oh, I also like how the Quetzalcoatl is kind of accepted into the main character's friend group.
Yeah, they're trying to show her out. Going
good
on shopping
opportunity to see more of her.
trips. She's trying to study. Because she said she doesn't feel exact emotions like humans, but similar ones.
Ah, that's right.
Again, she's not human, so that's even more weirder. Because like we're just
Yeah.
getting used to humans in this world. Now
Mhm.
here's something we never have had to deal with yet: another intelligent life form,
Yeah, it's
similar to us but different.
legitimately a different like race of person. Because like the humans in the show technically essentially sub races in a way. But then the snake people are just completely a different species.
Like, I said this before I say it again, but I want to know this lore. I'm so interested. Anytime I see just a little different thing, like, oh, that's how a car would be. That's how glasses would be. That's how racism would be.
Yeah, the ergonomics are quite interesting.
It's really keeping me in. Because this show isn't as funny. Like, I'm going to say this show is not nearly as funny as any of the other shows we're watching.
Nah.
No.
But it has the strongest world building.
And
I
it's
would
got heart.
argue.
It's got the strongest world building. And it does have some jokes. But it's not, like, over the top, zany, or weird.
No,
Like
because
the other
it's
ones.
because there are other three without a shadow of a doubt. They're just comedies. Like
Yeah, they're pretty much.
they're there for the jokes. Whereas Suntar's Life, like you said, they had some jokes, but it's slice of life basically. But
Yeah.
It's slice of life, supernatural, and it does say comedy.
And it's definitely comedy when the snake girl tried to smile.
Yeah.
That was funny.
I did like she's like, yay! They smiled together, then she fainted. I did like that one.
That's great.
Alright, lads, anything else in Centaur's life?
I'm good.
8 out of 8 Cromarties. Damn it, no.
8 out of 8?
Mekazawa.
8. Is that
8 out of 8, great mate.
8 out of 10
Mecha-
Mekazawas for me, I guess.
6 out of 8 Nakazawas.
A strained relationship with Mekazawa out of 10.
I see.
There you go.
James? James?
8 out of 8 because I was.
I guess it's out of 8 now.
It's great.
Alright.
8 out of 8. Great mate.
On to our next show. Daily Lives of High School Boys.
Ba, 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 da, da, ba, ba.
I think this 3 episodes were interesting because it didn't focus around the 3 main characters as much anymore.
Yeah, it did.
Again, we got a lot of side characters. Like, I think there was like 1 to 2 sketches with the black-haired main character guy,
The whole,
which
fir-
almost reinforces the last episodes where he's like, I think my friends are ignoring me.
No,
the whole part of all of episode 4 was bookended by the black-haired dude just like not being sure like if his friends are as close to him as he thinks. They both end in the same joke though.
But honestly,
Yeah,
I pleasantly enjoyed like the string of episodes from this one.
Yeah.
It was like
Yeah, so-
was the first one the
Culture Fest.
Culture
Episode 4
Fest?
was all the Culture
Okay, cool.
Festival, yes.
Yeah, that shit was interesting with like, hey, here's the boys' school, and the girls' school's coming over, and normally you think, okay, the girls' school's gonna be more pristine, they're gonna be more fancy, boys' school's gonna be fucking like pigs.
Lame, dumb,
yeah.
stupid.
But they walk in, they're like, yep, here's some fucking cake, here's some tea, how's your day going?
Oh shit, they're more sophisticated than us.
God damn.
Which the student body president for the girls' school is like, well, I hate you guys now because you're clearly fucking better.
And their president is a smooge man. He's got that smooge.
I was very confused during this episode because I thought that their president was the same blonde-haired guy from the main trio of characters.
They got him mixed up.
I thought that until the showdown at the assembly where it panned over to him. I was like, wait a second, not him.
Other blonde man.
Yeah, it all ends in a fucking brawl. I'm glad he never landed a punch, and like when he was in chokehold, he goes, "I will never hit a girl."
I got all your hopes on my shoulders. I will never fall. Damn.
And the final act that's supposed to be there is supposed to be a band playing, but then the fight breaks out and they tell the band to play fight music.
Yeah, I just love you. Like, could you play some background music?
There's some BGM.
I think that baseball guy is slowly becoming my favorite. He's just the right amount of. I'm not gonna interact enough. I'm gonna interact just enough for the joke, but I'm not gonna be part of it. Especially with the high school girls are funky segments,
Oh god,
where we get to see
those
the
were
other.
getting out of hand.
Those are going crazy.
Jesus.
They are actual delinquent girls,
Yeah,
and
They
they're
really
getting
are.
lore. Like, I don't want to keep talking about them, so we'll just talk about them now. Like near the end, when they like the 2 blue hairs are like bullying the brown hair and try to get her a boyfriend, and he's like, "Here, just have some money. I don't want." It's like, what? Why? You don't know? She used to be the biggest bully ever. Everyone's afraid of her.
he was a giant bully.
Which is like, what? She's been the nicest of the trio. What happened?
Yeah.
Lore?
At least
What?
the most quiet of the trio.
What's going on? Also, they show off what the baseball guy looks like without his hat, and they're like, they'd be like, "Yeah, you stupid hat style. What the fuck are you doing?" He takes off the hat. I'm
Oh.
so sorry.
They just show them a big scar.
They really feel like kids just trying to be like assholes,
Yeah.
but they really get put in their place with just a little bit.
It's so funny because they're so extreme with it. Because like they just start yelling at him through his window that he should die.
You should die.
It's like fucking. Oh man.
Again, he doesn't react at all, which makes it
Yeah.
great.
He throws chocolate at him. It's
Those
expired.
chocolate, and they try and beat him up. He just blocks it and then lets the other one hit him. Then shows the scar. Yeah, it was a lot about the student body present, like the guy with the facial hair, the hat, baseball hat guy, the blonde guy with the tan, and the president. A lot about those guys.
Yeah, it wasn't more focus on them.
I did like the one part in part 5 where they were dubbing over some girls.
Oh yeah.
So just for the meta commentary of like, I'm coming here to dub a character who's dubbing a character.
Yeah. I also like how the meta jokes they bust out every now and then.
Yeah, usually during the segments.
Yeah. During the "We'll be right back" segments.
We got to see more of brown-haired man and his theatrics.
Mm-hmm.
Has the blonde-haired of the main trio gotten his own episode? He always feels like
Don't think so.
it feels like his role is always to be like backup for someone else.
Yeah, he's always the one that's just along for the ride, basically.
Which my favorite one was when he was like, "Who do you look up to?" I look up to this one moment in my past, the brown-haired boy. We talked like he got saved from being bullied by some kid who's shooting rubber bands.
Yeah.
He was trying to teach him like, don't rely on the strong to make you better. And then he hears like the same tune. I'm ruining the joke, but whatever.
Yeah.
And he like runs up the stairs because he thinks he sees him. That he's going to a shrine. And then just his other friend, he's just like, "Hey, what's up?" And they just immediately
He starts
runs away.
sprinting back down the stairs.
I was prepared to be one of the friends, honestly.
I should have seen it coming, but I somehow didn't.
I would have thought he was like some old loser now. Like, I honestly forgot we were telling a joke. I forgot about jokes. That's how good it was. I was very invested in that story.
Yeah, that whole segment was very serious.
I'm enjoying the continuing of the Wind Girl.
Yeah,
It's just she's the only like episode 6 has a lot of girl like character episodes.
yeah.
Like a lot. She's like the only girl who gets eyes.
Yeah, I think she pretty much is. What was the segment called? It was like high school boys and girls who like books or something.
High School Boys and Literature Girl. This one's Literature Girl 3.
Yeah. It just starts off with the dude on the hill, the glasses guy on the hill. Then the same girl from the past 2 segments walks down, and immediately the eternal monologue. No.
I love that. I feel that every day with like, I gotta say something cool, and then you don't say anything cool, and then you try to make it up by saying something cool, then you don't say something cool. That's all I want to do is say something cool, and I've yet to do it.
Maybe by the end of the series, those two will get together, or at least talk to each other.
No, she's not gonna talk to
Well done.
anybody. I refuse. She's just gonna
That's the
keep
culmination
sitting
of all this.
on the wood. Like, he's like, what? That's it. What?
James, you got anything to drop on this?
You talked about last time how like we were seeing a lot more boy focus, like because it was a boy only school, but a lot of these episodes had a lot more girl characters.
Yeah, which honestly, like, it was interesting to see that strong mix. Like, we saw from the episode 3 that they had like planned this whole introduction of that, and it was fun to get to see. It was fun to get to see the mix in of like what would an all girls school do in this scenario, and that character that had played. I'm bad with names in this again, but the student council president of the all girls school being very frontal and forward, and then she gets into the school, finds out all of them are really actually organized, and it's just like, fuck, they're better than us.
God damn it! Which is
Yeah,
the most like kid thing ever. Like, god damn it!
That scene of them like comparing the boys' school to how she saw the girls' school just reminded me of the meme of like, oh, boys' locker room, girls' locker room.
Absolutely.
Right. It was very cool to see, like the funny mix up between how these different scenarios acted from this regard. And honestly, up to this point, it was weird to see that what we assumed to be the juvenile delinquents of that school just be
Yeah,
the
they are.
people.
They are the
Yeah,
student council.
They
Yeah,
slowly
exactly.
became an odd job center, like near the end of these episodes. Like they
Yeah.
were finding dogs for people.
Yeah, that was some of the best shit there. Was
I
just
needed-
like,
Yeah.
yeah, just having these guys that I had already written off as like these are going to be the delinquent characters to be the student council, and like I was wondering who the president was, and it just turns out it's again bad with names, but like a
Character we haven't seen before.
someone we hadn't seen thus
It's
far.
just code names, fuckboy. That's what he is.
Fuck.
Yeah,
Sure.
Fuckboy president. Just being like the only one that's not juvenile looking, but he's also like a dick, and just like seeing his interactions with her, just like right off the rip, was honestly.
And they really played into that, like with one of the segments where it looked like they were, because like they were asking Ringo, the girl president, like to borrow like a TV for something, like from their school, and then they go in like a alleyway and like stop it, like please, we're just asking for a couple hours, and someone like sees them doing this and gets the wrong impression of what's happening.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's just like, I'll rescue you, and they let themselves get wiped out just to prove like a point. Let him play hero. Yeah. Honestly, this show's. I was afraid that this show was gonna like leave me with just that first solid impression for the first couple episodes, but it's actually been really fun to see how it's handled. And yeah, the biggest point that I'll repeat was like the focus on the side characters in this. Like I don't feel like I have to be overly attached to just one singular character, and that's a refreshing feeling.
Agreed.
But honestly, I don't have much more than that.
Anything on episode 6? Alright,
Girls.
episode 7. Wait.
No, 6. I think they were just talking about individual.
Yeah, like I was
Yeah.
mentioning stuff from episode 6 had like most of the girl like
Yeah.
episodes.
There was that one sketch of the guy with the beard meeting up with his sister and her friends, and then they just like bully him.
Oh yeah, that's absolute. Like, I've never seen that, but I absolutely know that could definitely happen
Oh, yeah,
to the
it does.
younger brother, to the older sister's friend groups.
Yeah.
Like, there was a Dexter's Lab episode about that.
Oh yeah, there is.
Yeah.
But like it's not like intense bullying. It's very mostly lighthearted.
As opposed to the actual girls trying to beat people up.
Yeah. There's all the fucking Jesus Christ, that girl at the Christmas sketch.
Oh
What
yeah.
the fuck?
She was one of them, so she was going crazy. Like,
God
that was the first
damn.
time we saw the main character, and he just BAM! Well,
She
quote unquote
literally
main
picked
character.
off the main trio one by one.
And they got sad because she doesn't have a date.
Yeah. Well, that's at least what the other guy assumed. That's why she was sad,
I think that's why she was sad.
probably. No, that's true, because that's what tipped her off in the first place.
Yeah.
She said, "Oh man, you're alone. You're always alone on holidays," and then she just goes into Hulk mode.
Big Vicky energy.
Yeah. And that was the only Christmas sketch. Like the
It
preview,
was.
like the preview from the last episode shows us, oh, Xmas time, or whatever. And this is the first sketch. It takes place at Christmas Eve, and it's a beatdown.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, best Christmas shit ever.
Yeah. I think that pretty much covers it.
Anything else from anyone? Alright.
Nope.
Good.
James? Alright. That brings us to our last and final show of episode 2.
Last and final.
Defrag. Which doesn't line up with my fucking shape. Hell yeah.
Fragment.
Nice. Nice
Alright.
on. They're
Yeah,
flying.
it's fine.
See, can I line that up?
They're flying. Look at them
That's the best I can do.
go. Look at them go.
Alright. Can I start this one off?
Yes, please go.
This one has me so fucking confused at what's going on. And I love the fucking hell out of it. Like, I feel like I'm, like, now that we're 6 episodes deep into it, I still feel like I don't have a concept for what's going on. And that amazes me. Like, Kamaruchi, we've already written off, like, this is gonna be how this show goes. And Defrag, I was like, okay, 3 episodes in, I'm expecting, like, a landmark. A true understanding. Besides that this guy gets forced into this group. And that, no, that has not happened at all. And I love the hell out of it. Just every episode's its own, like, flavor that I'm not necessarily ready for because all the characters are so fucking weird.
But it's such a good weird though, dude. I'm having such a
Yeah,
good time
yeah.
with this show.
It's not a negative. Like, I can't stress that enough. It's not a negative at all. I just
Bro.
wasn't ready for how
Bro, I don't
spread
remember-
out this
I
anime
don't
is.
remember which fucking episode it was, but the one where they're competing for the Hood of Darkness.
Yeah, that's
And
the cliffhanger episode 6.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't prepared for that to become an arc.
Oh, dude, I wasn't ready for them to be on
Tournament
stage,
arc.
and she pulled up her fucking shirt, and everyone's like so disappointed. And for her final fucking move, it just fucking flies off. Press gets exposed. Everyone goes fucking nuts.
Salt
Yeah.
Fake
December.
character gets eliminated.
There's a lot of booby jokes in this.
But it's only by one. It's only with one character, and 2, it's only by like a couple people referring to her. Like it's usually
Yeah,
the
that's true.
purple-haired chick, the lesbian chick, and then some random guy who's like, "Yeah, boobs."
Yeah, boobs.
I
I just wanted to point out that this show I think has the most juvenile humor out of all the ones we were.
yeah,
Oh, for sure.
it's the most crash. Cromartie could probably get crash, but this is the most crash.
I wouldn't say crass. I would just say juvenile because like
Yeah.
Daily Lives just comes really close with it, with like the characters wearing underwear and shit. But like that feels like those jokes are coming from real. They're trying to simulate real experiences and stuff. This one is more just like, oh, boobies. Then they'll make a joke about that.
Oh shit, boobies.
The jokes themselves like make sense in the situation and stuff, but still.
Yeah. I liked episode 4 because it's set up to how dangerous these girls are.
Yep.
Where our man Kazuma picks a fight with the band of 14 devils, and him
Really
and his
good at rhythm
gang
games.
are really good at rhythm games.
I would also like to point out, just before you dig too far deep,
Yeah.
this is the episode that had me crying laughing.
Yeah.
Nice.
I like in the parentheses, the Kazuma party gets ambushed by the band of 14 devils, parentheses, -2 for personal reasons.
That's right. There's only 9 of them there.
Anyway, they get captured, try to pick a fight, they lose, they get put in a warehouse. They're not sure what they're going to do with them, but then they discover the game that was snuck into his bag that he was trying not to play, the game made by the Game Club.
The quest
Which
for
we also
to
learned-
collect Mono Mags.
Their name is the Game Creation Club Provisional,
Yeah,
so have to deal with that.
because the other one still exists.
And the gang starts fighting over fucking shoot away.
Yeah.
But they eventually break the game and reconcile and become better, just for the girls to come and save Kazuma by destroying them.
Yeah, they just beat him up.
And they recognize them. They recognize the leader as this underground organization head, this little girl of darkness.
Oh, that's right.
And that is stuck. Like that's stuck in every episode where everyone knows that now.
Man, I love when like they're explaining her as this dark fucking evil thing, and the creators draw her as this chibi girl.
Yeah, every time.
I mean, when she goes dark mode, she really does, do shit.
Like they were.
Scary.
I'm trying to remember what they did. She put bags over their heads. The water girl just insulted their feelings, and then Tomomo, I can't remember her name, the purple-haired chick, just grabbed a door and broke it
Yeah.
over his head.
They're ferocious. It's a
And
show
also
about, it's about
the
creating
others.
video games.
Yeah, this is
Games.
about creative games talk. And other girls there from other club, who's the Tsundere, who saves
Also,
Kazuma.
I also like how their homemade game is starting to tear up the club apart.
Yeah.
13 Devils. And
But
so-
it is getting more developed. We're getting to see more of the rules of it and stuff.
Yeah. In the next, was it the next episode?
Mm.
Yeah, I think it was the
I
next
think.
episode. We saw like a big animated scene for what's technically happening
Yeah.
in the game.
Look, man, if that by the final episode they have like the full-fledged out rules, and I could find a version of this game like on a Tabletop Sim, we'll fucking stream that shit.
I'm
Wait,
50-50 because this feels like that's the joke is they never finished the game. That feels like that's the joke, but there could be a chance.
I mean, they're playing in one episode, but they're still making. They're just one
Yeah,
person, the leader's just making up rules as they play along.
But
So
yeah, that's
maybe
what
it
it feels
finished.
like. They're just making up rules for the episode, and there's never going to be like, here's the definitive rules.
Yeah.
A lot of shows make up rules for a game just to make the episode.
I do it just. I just remembered the fucking. I don't want to. I don't want to spoil the joke, but in episode 3, the purple-haired girl from the Game Creation Cub comes up with a name for like a test of strength that they do. It's the Push It Super
Yeah.
Strong,
Push it
acronym
super strong.
PISS,
Yeah,
this
and jokes of that come up later that are just really good.
great.
I do want to say, just not necessarily overall, but reeling back a little bit, this show and Centaur Life are my two strongest contenders for the best intro. Like, these are my two contenders that have me like split down the middle because these are so fucking fun to listen to. I have both of them
Yeah,
on
they are.
I have both of them on my Spotify because they're just so goddamn fun. I just wanted to throw that out there.
I'm still undecided. I really need to listen to all these. I don't feel a clear winner yet, unlike I did with last time. Or winner for me, not winner in general.
Yeah.
Yeah, like intro specifically. I couldn't tell you what of these I have a real winner for overall, but intro specifically, I'm split down the middle of it. Centaur Life and Defrag because just both of them are so fun, both in the visual animation scheme and the music that goes along with it. Because this is probably Defrag has the most intricate one thus far. They like the time signatures that go along with it. Split down the just they have like a whole section that breaks from time signature as a whole and stuff like that. It's so fun to listen to. All right.
I do like one moment from episode 5 because for all the random and crazy shit and beating people up with exaggerated stuff, the show does have occasional emotional moments. Very occasional. But we learn a bit about Kazuma's backstory as he was saved from a fire by a teacher in this school. And he's the only guy he respects enough to go to his class because he is a delinquent and doesn't like going to classes.
I had totally forgotten at that point that he was like a delinquent in the school.
I think that's the joke. I think that's the joke because he's very much outclassed by the people he's with. Like, these girls are
He's
crazy.
always just showing up being fucking beaten up and shit.
No, wasn't episode 5 where they come eat lunch with him?
Yes,
Yeah.
that's what starts it off. They try to eat lunch with him. They find out that his younger sister that he has makes his lunches, and then they eat his stuff, and he explains his
And then at the end, he eats the
backstory
thing, and
for
everyone goes, "Hey, you realize like people stepped in like shit, right? I peed on my shoes. I peed on my shoes. I peed on my
Oh, yeah.
shoes."
Yeah,
Is this
that's
an intervention for people being aim?
that's the part that fucking like lost me for a second. Like like in a good way. I just like I hit this point where I'm trying to watch something cohesive, and then I realized there's no way this is ever gonna be cohesive. It was that moment. Wait, go ahead.
I mean, it's still cohesive. It just has a lot of out there jokes as it's going through the story that it's telling.
Yeah.
Like they go way out there, but everything is still like bound together.
Yeah, like all right. Let me be 100% clear on this. Like, I expected it to come into something 100% cohesive.
Right. I get you.
When I got to that point where I had seen all of like that specific line, like it's funny Jacob brings that up. When that specific line dropped in front of me, Billy had just gotten home and watched that part of the show, and he's like, "What is going on?" And then I realized in my own head, like, I don't even know.
Oh man.
Like, I understand, like, I had more context than him,
But it didn't help.
but it didn't help. Yeah. And that's honestly kind of the fun part about this anime as a whole.
Yeah. Got a lot of good jokes.
Yeah, like it's so all over the place while simultaneously pulling you back in for a quick second. Like, hey, he actually cares. He might not be as much of a delinquent as he passes himself off to be, but we're still gonna continue to do what we're doing, and this is still gonna be just as funny. And that's why it's been as fun for me thus far.
Yeah.
Hmm.
The show also does the classic anime, I don't want to say, I guess trope of like the main character, whoever the straight man is, yelling at the situations as they're happening, how crazy they are from off screen.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah,
Yeah,
that's
like
that's
those-
just the straight man comedy routine.
Yeah.
I don't think it's just anime, but yeah, a lot of anime do that.
I want to say I really like those.
I love that.
Yeah, the joke you mentioned earlier was like directly from him to be extra funny was, which again we're not going to spoil, but like he was the one that called that out, and that's another fun part of that little bit.
One little, I guess, gripe I might have that's kind of shown off in this episode and the next episode, because they really play up the one girl we learned about before, the girl who's very good at cooking and cleaning with blue hair. She's very
yeah.
nice. Everyone pretty much loves her, but she's very shy.
Mhm.
I know more about that girl than two of the club members. That
Yeah.
pink-haired and the blue-haired. Like, I get they're supposed to be supporting, but man, I don't know anything about them. They've had very little scenes.
Yeah, they don't show off anything from the pink-haired girl, like at all.
Yeah, she likes water. That's it. That's all we know.
And like the teacher, I kind of understand not focusing on her as much.
She hasn't even been in some episodes.
Yeah, that's true. But she's just there to supervise, but like another member of the club. Not to mention, we also haven't seen either of the other two members from the other game creation club in these episodes.
Yeah, I think that's what episode 7's going to be a lot about, because
Probably.
in some of the preview, I did see one of the big guys there, and I'm hoping we see something from at least the pink-haired chick. And I did see in the crowd that guy with the robot from the intro.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So I'm hoping, if we do see the next episodes, that they expand on that, because that very much seems like a bunch of characters are going to do a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
But that's something that's kind of like, I get they're not supposed to be as main characters as purple hair and blondie, but they're still part of the squad.
Mhm.
They could do something.
Do something.
Like, she didn't even punch him. She's like, just wet her hands like, you're gross. I have to wash my hands. It's like, great. But then she didn't do anything else.
Yeah, it was pretty much her big. That was like her only speaking line
Yeah.
in this string of episodes.
Episode 6. We see a new club member or an old club member.
And the teacher's
Technically.
lazy as fuck. Like, shit's going down. She goes, yeah, you guys are being too loud. I'm gonna go try some sleep in the teacher's lounge.
Yeah.
Oh right, the guy. I remember now.
Shio,
Yeah.
who is in love with Roka, the leader.
Yeah.
Yeah, that dude is just creepy as fuck.
Yes, but I've seen worse.
Have you?
Yeah, he's far from the
Yes,
worst.
I've watched a lot of comedy at you, Jacob. I've watched a lot. I wasn't proud of that time.
Okay,
But
so,
I did.
alright. I thought you meant like IRL. I'm like, what the fuck?
No, not
what the
IRL. No.
We don't know real people. What do you take us for?
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're right.
I barely remember real people's names. This guy is a Casanova. He is the guy who likes the main girl, but the main girl doesn't like him. But she kind of like. I love this episode where they're trying to force a love triangle, and Cosmo
triangle.
doesn't want that at all. He
Oh,
hates
dude, no, I love that scene
Yeah,
where they're
he's just like, what the fuck? Wait, go ahead, Jacob.
I love that scene when they're spinning around in circles and like they're holding hands and the girl's just swatting sand away constantly.
Rogue is
Like,
just swatting away.
no.
Anyways, go on, James.
Yeah, no, that was like a funny in between episode where like we got to see this just like disturbing like bit from that specific character where he's just like, yeah, no, this is going to be a love triangle and none of us are like into it at all. Like he's just, oh hey, this is just awkward. I'm gonna make it as awkward as possible without specifically proclaiming that much. Just like, oh god, why are we forced into this? And then, like that little competition, that's something that got me to laugh really hard out loud, where it was just him versus her in pushing a fucking bookshelf into a direct alignment. And I was just sitting, that was one of the another moment of questioning, like, what the fuck am I watching?
You're just taking his seat is all. That's where he sits in the club.
Yeah, and then he lost and just is trapped in the corner.
That's his seat. That's his seat in the club. That's where he sits.
Yeah. Yep.
I do find it very interesting because a lot of other people like him. So I'm wondering how that goes out. Because he's definitely a weirdo to them. But everyone else seems to like him.
I guess we'll see.
Yeah, this one is the only one that left with the... Because we're in a two-parter. We have a cliffhanger with this one.
Yeah, I was not prepared for that.
Everyone's fighting over the Shroud of Darkness
Hey,
for reasons.
Can I get a quick, but I'd like to get a quick shout out to fucking Dragon Ball pushing your opponent out there, ring.
Yeah, they're just playing Smash Bros.
Yeah, just playing Smash Dog. What's up?
Or sumo wrestling. It's all the same
Yeah.
idea.
No,
Everything
Dragon
goes back
Ball
to
did
sumo
it.
wrestling.
Yeah,
We
you
owe
Dragon
all-
Ball, dog. Square Ring and White Tiles.
We owe all of our best anime known today and all of our best video games known today to sumo wrestling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did like how the lesbian was getting out of breath describing everyone's names. There's so many one-off people that just weren't important, but they had a description.
This guy, the bald guy, and this other guy. He's not bald. I just shaved it like this. I'm surprised like 50 people went into this contest.
Well, besides, like 47 of them didn't know why the contest started, and then just said, like, wait, we're fighting over a bag, but this bag was cleaned by the nice girl, and I was like, oh shit! Oh yeah, I know it was a movie joke, but I really did like the achievement where it's like, she's gonna zip up her jacket, she's doing it, she's doing it, and everyone's like, yeah.
That was
But
that
she
was a
did
good
it.
one. And when it busts off and knocks someone out.
Yeah. Peace.
Alright, anything else this one, boys?
7 out of 11 Mekazawa needs more water girl.
8 out of 9 Mekazawas.
600 out of 40, 300 Mekazawas, I don't know.
I give it a 4.
Just 4.
4.
For what?
Just the letter 4.
For what?
No, just the letter 4.
Wait.
What I said, wasn't it? I didn't even notice.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Alright.
is that time to show, lads?
Oh, shit,
So,
is that
I
time
want
to show?
clarification what we're doing here before we put on the tallies. Do we want last week's points to go, or do we discuss points to go into this week's tallies? Or do we want to start off fresh?
Start off fresh. I don't think.
Start off fresh. And
New
then for our
batch of
kill,
episodes, new batch.
and for our kill, are we doing -1 point or -2 points?
-1.
Okay.
-1.
Then I'm ready with the paper, and we'll start off with the wiki.
All right.
Left talks.
Okay. Well, right off the bat, okay, yeah, I know what I'm gonna vote. Right off the bat, I'm voting Mary goes to Centaur's life because it's got a lot of shit going on with it, great lore being built up, and just nice things between the characters, developments, stuff I want to see more of. Especially with Snake Girl, and maybe whoever else they bring in. I don't remember anyone else from the intro, but there might be other kinds of people as well.
Hopefully. Be cool.
There could be a lot of races. We don't know.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
it's true. I was initially tied between who to give my fuck to, with being either High School Boys or Cromartie, but I think I'm gonna go with Cromartie in the end, because, like Nick said, it's very digestible, and it's just got that right kind of comedy that I look for.
That it hits the right spot.
Yeah, even though High School Boys does sometimes have funnier jokes in it, Cromartie overall I think is better. And I'm gonna give my kill to Defrag. Mostly, this is like a pretty minor thing, but I believe it's the show that makes me laugh the least. Or maybe I shouldn't say that. I don't want to put this.
No, you're cool, dude.
You didn't jive with the jokes. A lot of these are based off of jokes. We gotta be subjective. I can't scientifically explain
It really
why
is just,
haha.
it really is just the overall humor of it being more juvenile that I don't jive with as much, but I do like the relationship between the characters that are being developed, the ones that are at least, like Kazuma and Roko, as well as the purple hair girl just being it's a pretty good character. But yeah, ultimately, I'm still gonna have to give my kill to it.
Alright.
Someone keeping track of the points because I haven't.
I got him.
Yeah,
Okay, I got him too.
I do not.
You know, I think for me, marriage is really hard.
Marriage is hard. It's a lot of
Oh, it
commitment.
is. It is a lot of commitment.
You gotta get like a bill and a priest to do it. Who's a priest nowadays? Jeez.
Hard to find it.
I think the show that I find myself constantly enjoying, that I have like no moments of meh on, for Marty. I gotta get my marriage for Marty.
Interesting.
I'm gonna fuck myself some good old defrag.
Defrag.
My kill. See, this is where this sucks, because Centaur's life is really good. He has been good. These lives I've been enjoying. But
Do it. Gotta grab that gun. Someone's being racist. Gotta shoot him.
I'm sorry, Peter, but you said the N-word.
You know what? I think for me, and this might come for a little shock, but I think my weak link for me is Centaur's life.
Ooh. All right.
Any elaborate reasons, or the reasons you just said before?
Because I'm curious to see if daily lives gets better, because it did get better in these three. Where Centaur's life is really good, it's very pretty, and it does cultivate me. But I found myself being more entertained by daily lives over Centaur's. Well, like I said, Centaur's is still a good show.
Yeah.
You're just finding more value in the other shows being more comedic.
Correct.
I get you.
Shoot our shot. We can't just say you're all winners and keep going. It's not the point of the show.
Exactly. Alright. What are you two? James or Nick?
I'll go.
Nick went last time, so
I'm gonna give that marriage to Centaur's life. I want that fucking lord. I want to see how that dad responds. Cause goddamn,
yeah.
got schooled by your
Damn.
daughter.
Did he get married to Centaur's life?
Yeah, marriage to Centaur's life.
Okay.
Damn.
I'm a fuck with. Since my last one's dead, I'm a fuck with those. I should say that. I would like to keep watching Daily Lives of High School Boys.
He's
I'm gonna
fucking-
fuck
he's
with
fucking
those
them
high
boys.
school boys.
He's fucking them boys, dude.
I'm going to have sex with high school boys.
No, I
Yes.
no, don't. That's not my voice. That's not mine.
I mean, it's on pod, so I
Anyways.
definitely said it. And moving on, yeah.
Anyways, what's your kill, Nick?
Uh, hmm. Mm. Mm. Mm.
This is my issue. I didn't really want to give the kill to either of them because I found both.
I do agree with the bit of juvenile humor. It's not my exact taste, but like I said, the show Defrag has emotional moments, which are surprising, and they feel nice when they happen. And I want to see more. Like, we're on a cliffhanger, and there are characters that have yet to be developed, so I want to see it. But we're also halfway through the show, so I'm not sure. And yes, Cromartie is digestible. It is very wacky and fun. And this is a personal point. It's not. I always have to take time to go on my laptop and watch it because it's not on Funimation. I can't just pop it in the morning for a quick episode.
Mm-hmm.
That has nothing to do with the quality of the show, so I'm not going to point that against it. God. I'm giving my kill to Defrag.
Interesting.
All right. That was most of the dilemma that I was going through too.
Wait.
I feel it might be different if Daily Lives didn't impress me as much as these episodes, but they did.
Mhm.
So here we are.
All right, James.
All right. Well, I'm having some trouble here, but
Mm-hmm.
all right. Given my Mary right off the bat, opposed to popular vote, Defrag's my Mary.
Oh my fucking
Dude.
god, dude. This shit's gonna
All
be...
right.
Oh, fuck, god.
Points are fucked, so the rules don't matter.
Points are real fucked. Go
What
on.
if this ends up in a fucking four-way tie?
They very
There's a
well... I don't know.
Let me bring in why. This
Go ahead.
show, with its randomness going on, has excited me to the point where I'm that much more invested into what's going on next, regardless of the focuses, regardless of leaving other characters behind or not diving in depth the most. It honestly has me the most involved with the different characters, even if the jokes that much are juvenile. Like, just, I like not being able to comprehend every single detail. And let's bring this in line with Cromartie High School, of like, there's so much weird shit going on. Every episode being its own flavor is what has me the most interested, compared to what I've watched thus far in this list.
It feels like Defrag's random, but with a set direction, while Cromartie's going every direction.
Yeah, pretty much.
Right. And that's what it has me interested. Is like, I've never felt so separated yet connected to a show at the same time. That's why it's my Mary. My fuck here would be Cromartie for its very strict comedy.
Strict. Yeah, it is very strict. You're
Yeah,
right.
it's pretty straight.
Ain't none of that shitty comedy.
Like,
That guy might be my favorite character. I'm not sure yet, but he's pretty up there.
It was.
Yeah, I like the direction that the comedy itself has headed thus far is what has me stuck into it. Like, I can't get over let me just be real. I can't get over
Freddie?
Freddie Mercury.
Yeah. Oh shit, I forgot to bring this up, but I absolutely love whenever he's introduced on screen, they just with the guitar fucking or the guitar chords. It's amazing.
And just like the very next episode where Freddie came up as a prominent character. Alright, so they had him as the taxi guy. And
No,
he
he's
was
in
just
the-
like,
he's just in the
oh wait,
passenger
he's not
seat."
even he's not even the driver because it's Japan and they chose to ignore that as a part of the bit.
Yeah.
And then just like the next episode that he shows that as a prominence, he just shows up at the doorway. No, that couldn't have been real. Yeah, you're right. It was probably just an illusion. Opens up the door, and yeah, the meme that you sent
Slapping
there was just slapping Freddie Mercury's head. I was losing my fucking mind watching this.
Great.
Then who's your
Yeah,
your kill?
and my kill.
This could very well solve it. Let's give me my answer right now, James. It's literally on you.
It's all up to you. Pressure. Here it is. Here you go. I wrapped it up nice and tight for you.
We're genuine though, but it's definitely up to you. On you.
No pressure.
My kill here is going to be Daily Lives of High School Boys.
Okay.
I understand.
Shot some kids. I see. Just
I
those
killed
kids right in
high
the-
school boys.
Yep. After I didn't fuck them. Damn. How could you
So
do
why them over Centaur's life?
Centaur's life, being realistic, between this was my tie-up between the two, is when I saw the episode 4 of Centaur Life, I had this, and I brought this up earlier. I had this point where I was just like, I don't know about all this. When specifically the getting into the lower regions of all of these races was unexplainably uncomfortable for me, and then exploring more of the world itself brought me back into it to a less uncomfortable version. Like, these people aren't just trying to, hey, do you want to talk about Centaur, pussy? It was more along the lines of, we're explaining why this is comfortable or uncomfortable for these different races that we've made this fantasy world around. And that brought me back into it. Daily Life of High School Boys, as funny as it is, didn't compare to any of the other comedy-based. Like, to me, I've mentally separated a Centaur's life from comedy, and then compared it in its own right, versus Cromartie and Defrag have kind of landed with me as two different comedies that I rank one above the other. Both of which would be ranked comedically above Daily Lives of High School Boys, in my own opinion.
Makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Well, that being said, if we're basing this off points, which I'm correct, right? Unless it's a tie.
Is it a tie?
It's not.
All right. What do you have the rankings?
We
at?
have in order number 1 with a whopping 4 points. We got Cromartie with a whopping 2 points. Second place, Centaur's Life with a whopping 1 point. Third place, Defrag.
Ooh.
And coming in last place, our elimination coming in at 0 points. Daily Lives of High School Boys.
All right. That's a little surprising.
Damn.
Keep in mind with the selections that we've had here, I also did watch the next 3 on our previous, which was Suridori Children.
Oh yeah.
And
Also
these have all been a treat in their own right, and I'm
Yes.
going to watch all of these, and that's the funnest part about these. But with it, their own respective choices.
Fuck
Daily
them
life.
kids.
Yeah, screw kids. Who needs kids?
Fuck them kids. Having daily lives. There's nothing daily about this shit. We're talking about robots. We're talking about centaurs. We're talking about water elementals. Get out of
Yeah.
here.
With that being said, we later rest for our second episode of our second show of this season. We're down to the final 3: the
Into
Frank
the bottle.
Centaur's Life and from Marty. Oh yeah, but we'll go put the bottle.
Yeah.
That's an energy. Boys with a Z.
I agree with your
Yay,
opinion.
super
I
large.
can't believe all those characters died in the street because we're never gonna see them again from
Yeah.
that one girl.
Oh, it's huge again. What the hell?
Oh yeah, we showed off the soccer guy from the intro, right? He was there.
And into the cup.
The bottle.
The
Bottle.
bottle.
I mean, it's not a bottle if it doesn't have a top, right? What's the difference between a bottle and a cup if neither of them, but the bottle doesn't have a top?
I gotta say, James, that sticking point you had Centaur's Life, focusing on the nether regions, quite interesting to hear about. How that was so extreme for you. With me being used to looking at stuff like that all the time, I didn't see like much issue with it.
Very different perspectives.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like being realistic. I don't think I was mentally prepared.
Right. It
For
doesn't
that.
help that it's like the first. It is the first thing in the episode, and it's the first set of first string of episodes we had for this session.
Right. And honestly, that's what I mean is like I had in those 3 episodes, I had a change where at first I was like, okay, this
We were
is
disgusted at first.
yeah, I was taken aback by the fact that was a prominent thing in the episode. I was like, I don't know about all this, and I was just like, but and then again, we revisit it in a way that's like, this is just world building.
Mhm.
This isn't gross. They don't show anything. Not hentai.
Wait, they
not
can't show
softcore.
anything.
They
Yeah,
can't.
exactly.
They can't.
Yeah, it's not hentai. It's not softcore. Anything. It's like legit world building. And then I jumped back on train where I was just like, I respect that because they're answering questions that some of us might have but might be uncomfortable to
Mhm.
answer.
Yeah.
Don't jump on the back of a centaur. That's racist, and we will fire you.
Yep.
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 Exactly. And that's why I'm like still invested into it, honestly.
All
This-
right.
This is a fun train, a fun
Yeah.
fun group of things. That's
sure
coming up
is.
in this one.
We're in the mid-semester of our semester. We gotta practice for finals. We're getting close.
Yep.
Yep.
Cool references.
It sure is school.
Alright, guys, with that being said, I wish you all a great night. We'll be back in 2 weeks for episode 3, where we vote off one more show, move on to our finals.
Until next time.
One's
Until
gotta
next time,
die.
I'll send you guys on a raid to a dude named Smoking Dabs. Cool ass dude, feel
Bye.
free to check him out.
Cool,
Smoke those
man.
dabs.